And good afternoon, folks. Chief Meteorologist Nick Lilliga here, taking a look at the tropical update for July 30th of 2020, brought to you by the folks over there at Pine Belt Gutters and Remodeling. A lot going on in the tropics, and most of it is surrounding Isaias, the newest tropical storm that we got out there. Next up is going to be Josephine, Kyle, Laura, Marco, and then Nana as we round out that second column, and you can see Isaias in here looking really stout. I will say it is starting to get comma in here, which is indicative of some dry air on the western edge, as well as a little bit of dry air entrainment getting into the storm itself. Getting in here a little bit tighter. Wind currently at 60 miles an hour. So dry air hasn't really bothered the wind speeds much. Gusting to 70. Pressure's down to 999 millibars. Now 155 miles off to the west-northwest of Punta Cana in the Dominican Republic. Crossing over the Dominican Republic and Haiti, Hispaniola right now. Brought plenty of rain and wind to the folks in Puerto Rico, which, those folks are still picking things up from a couple of years ago. Current track on this one does take it toward the Bahamas and Florida as a Category 1 hurricane now. I talked this morning over on the blog about this being taking a run at being a Category 1, perhaps as it got a little bit closer to Florida, and now the official forecast is calling for at least a 75-mile-an-hour wind. There's even an outside chance that it gets a little bit stronger than that, considering the water temp that it's going to be going over the top of. Outside of that, we've got a 50% chance of development on a wave coming off the coast of Africa. I will say this about this one. There's actually a chance, and this is going to be super weird, and I know this is going to sound weird, there's a chance that this gets hooked up and actually moves back off to the north and east. Gets kind of hugged up in a little bit of a trough / high pressure. It's kind of wrapped into a little bit of the monsoon down there, so there's a chance that this one actually comes off the coast, and instead of going west like they all do, they all come off, we get a wave off the coast and it heads off to the west. I mean, heck, we got another one right here. It continues to move off to the west. That's usually what they do. With this one, because, 2020, it's may have a chance to go the opposite direction. We'll have to kind of wait and see. For now, it's not really moving very far at all. All right, let's get back to Isaias over here, and you can see most of the modeling does take it toward Florida as we head toward Saturday, so this lines up perfectly well what the National Hurricane Center is saying. And then as we get through Monday morning, you can see it takes kind of two treks. We've got about a solid 80% of the models showing on the east coast of Florida, and then up toward Georgia and the Carolinas, and we've got about 15% of them going up the west coast of Florida, and then we've got, our two outliers over here, which get it into the Gulf of Mexico. Either way you slice it, everything eventually turns that thing off to the north and northeast, so this could eventually be a problem for folks in North Carolina, Virginia, Delaware, Maryland, New Jersey, New York, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut. We'll kind of have to wait and see. A 700 millibar moisture, 850 vorticity map shows that pretty well too. In fact, the GFS has handled this pretty well. I mean, all things considered. I know a lot of people tend to kind of, throw out the GFS and there's, the Euro, that's what does the best job with tropical system. Actually, the GFS has done pretty well with this go around. And that takes it actually right up the coast and out of here as we head through Tuesday of next week. It looks like we get into another situation with that other wave that's back in behind it that may try and wrap itself up for a very short period of time as we head through Tuesday and Wednesday. And then we've actually got another wave that's back here. That's not the 50% one. It's actually a different one. Back here as we head through Thursday of next week, that's kind of sliding underneath all of that dry air that gets shoved off of the African coast. And here we are Saturday of next week and into Sunday. As whatever happens with that wave gets a little bit closer to the Greater and Lesser Antilles down there, and then yet again another wave comes off of the African coast. It is, of course, that time of the year. So a lot going on in the tropics. It's not just Isaias, but for you folks in Florida, the Bahamas, and up the East Coast, that's the one you're going to want to watch right now. But we've got another wave back in behind that may show signs of something that's off the coast of Africa right now, but that one's not coming our direction. There's that other wave that's out there that may spin up into something as we head through the middle of next week, and then one back in behind that we may have to keep tabs on toward the end of next week. So there's a look at your tropical update for July 30th of 2020, brought to you by the folks over there at Pine Belt Gutters and Remodeling.